Welcome to the Fit with Dave podcast.
I've personally bought a burger from McDonald's and let it sit on a shelf for over 3 years, and I didn't even see a fly land on it. I used to call that the no-fly zone. At my nutrition club, I had a burger. I just went to the fast food, I bought it, I set it straight on the shelf. Didn't cover it with plastic, nothing. It didn't mold, it didn't stink, it didn't decay after a few days or a few weeks. It just sat there, it basically turned to plastic. Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Fit with Dave podcast. I'm excited to be here with you today to talk about some nutrition and some fitness tips that I've learned over the 12 years in the fitness industry. So there's a lot to talk about in this. I tried to condense it down. And, the most annoying thing about the fitness industry and nutrition industry is there's so many damn opinions. It's so annoying because, what works for me might not work for you. What works for, my great friends in the industry might not work for me. And you got people with these really strong opinions that maybe look a certain way, or maybe they're a certain age, and they have these super strong opinions about how you should eat. And it almost sounds judgmental if you go against what they believe or how they eat or how they exercise. For example, of course, the vegan people or the vegetarian versus eating meat, that's such a controversial thing, and there's just no way around it. And so no matter what you say in the nutrition and fitness world, there's always going to be somebody that's going to say that you're wrong, which is fine by me because I've been doing this long enough and I know what's worked for me. And so that's the main thing with this subject that I'm going to challenge you on, is you need to just find what works for you. Test different things out. Go get an allergy test and find out what foods make your microbiome inflamed. What makes you not feel good when you eat it? What makes you feel great when you eat it, right? I know now that ice cream doesn't make me feel great. Milk doesn't make me feel great. So I have alternatives, lactose-free stuff. Or if I do eat it, it doesn't ruin my day. I know that about myself. So I just know I might not feel fantastic. It's nothing crazy. I don't have explosive diarrhea because I had a cup of ice cream, but I know it kind of typically gives me a little bubbly guts and whatnot. So I try to stay away from it, And so here we go. Let's dive in a little bit. Just want y'all to understand that, hey, take it for a grain of salt. Try it for yourself. Don't take everything I say as gospel and it's just, oh, you got to do it this way or else it's never going to work for you. Because quite frankly, some of my best friends do things different than I do and they have great results. So who's really right? I think that everyone needs to eat based on their own goals and work out based on their own goals, based on their body type and the body that they want. Of course, that's part of your goals. And based on you could be allergic to certain things, like I just discussed. Like my mom had celiac disease. You might not have celiac disease, so you'd be just fine with gluten, but your body might have a hard time breaking down gluten. You might have an intolerance to gluten. So it's just wise to try to find out what your body is intolerant to or allergic to by an allergy test. Okay? All right, let's get into it. So my first advice here for you is to stop counting calories. Because now maybe in the beginning, okay, I'll preface it by saying this. It has worked for people. It worked for my aunt, the whole point system with what is it, Slim Fast or whatever, or Jenny Craig. I don't I don't know the name of it. But yeah, it can work because it makes you realize what you're consuming and how much, and maybe for a little while you kind of want to know about how much of things. So that's my point, is stop counting calories and thinking of it as a long-term fix. My advice is to find out the macros that you need, the amount of protein, the amount of carbs, the amount of fats that you need based on your goals. And then break it down into how much chicken is that? How much How many pieces of fruit is that? How much vegetables? What does that look like on a plate? And try to get as close to that. And if you need help with that, that's what I'm here for. I can design your macro plan for you and tell you how much sweet potatoes, how many eggs, how much chicken. So then at the end of the day, you're just thinking, okay, did I have my 2 pieces of chicken? Or okay, did I have my avocado? Yeah, I got it. Cool. Got my protein. Did I have my protein shake? Yes, no. Okay, cool. Maybe I was 20 grams short today. Tomorrow I'm going to try to hit my protein for the day. Or okay, today I had, a tree of myself. I had a little bit too much sugar. Tomorrow I'm gonna cut out a little bit of sugar. Or man, today I didn't quite hit my carbs. I didn't feel like eating my rice today. So tomorrow I'm gonna make sure I get my carbs in. Whatever it is, just so you know in your mind what the amount of food looks like, and try to get as close to that for a few days, and then you'll just know, okay, I need this many slices of bacon or or eggs or whatever it is. I don't eat a lot of bacon anymore, but that's just me. Some people love talking about bacon. Man, you can lose weight with cheese and bacon and eggs, and great, awesome. And hey, I'll have bacon every once in a while. I enjoy it, but I don't eat it all the time like I used to. Okay, so stop counting calories or thinking of that as a long term fix. Maybe in the short term if you're just getting started. But to me, I just think it's more valuable to know your macros, what that looks like, and then at the end of the day, just check in with yourself. All right. Number two, I already kind of mentioned it, is get a food allergy test. It's funny because been on the way for like 3 weeks now, and it keeps getting lost in the mail. Um, but I've been doing this long, and I know what my body likes and doesn't like. But I want to dig a little deeper. I want to know. So I wanted to talk about this. So I was like, you know what? I got to order mine. I got to get one, and I got to get it going. Really, what it was is I was reading a book, and it reminded me that I needed to order it, and I was like, okay, all right, I'm gonna just do it. So I ordered mine. It's been in the mail for like 3 weeks. I got to figure out what's going on with that. Um, Third tip: make it simple and tasty. I've gotten some advice from bodybuilders in the past. This is just one. He's like, if you're gonna eat chicken and rice every day and broccoli or whatnot, put a little barbecue sauce on it. It's not gonna kill you. Make it taste good. Season it right. Put some salt on there, some pepper, a little garlic, whatever your palate enjoys. Make it taste good, or you're not going to eat it. When you make that meal prep and it's on the fourth day in the fridge and you're just staring at it, you're just like, I don't want to eat this shit. Well, that's because it doesn't taste good to you. So you might need to switch up a recipe. I got amazing recipe packs for you. You might try to get 3 or 4 meals in each part of the day that you can make fast and easy. That if you're at home, you can cook real quick, or you can even meal prep within maybe an hour or so and get you 4 or 5 meals pretty quick. You got to learn, guys. You got to learn how to cook. Okay, women, most of y'all know how to cook. If you don't, hey, no, I'm not hating on you, but you got to learn how to cook too. Like seriously, we can't be going through fast food and relying on microwave meals and stuff for the kids and all that. Like I know I don't have kids. All right, it's hard for me to speak on that, but I know that fast food is not the best thing for you and your family. That's it. We all know it's not good. I've personally bought a burger from McDonald's and let it sit on a shelf for over 3 years, and I didn't even see a fly land on it. I used to call that the no fly zone. At my nutrition club, I had a burger. I just went to the fast food, I bought it, I set it straight on the shelf. Didn't cover it with plastic, nothing. It didn't mold, it didn't stink, it didn't decay after a few days or a few weeks. It just sat there. It basically turned to plastic. So that's McDonald's, all right? But I've seen people do it with other burgers from other fast food restaurants as well. So there's so many preservatives in there. It's like one ingredient away from being plastic that you're ingesting. Of course, we've seen that with Twinkies as well. If the zombie apocalypse happens, the Twinkie will still be good in 5 or 10 years. It's not going. So hey, go ahead if you want to stack up on Twinkies and McDonald's hamburgers. Go ahead, go stack your fridge, man, or your pantry full because it's not going to go bad. You could probably stick that burger in the microwave for 3 minutes, or well, that's a long time, maybe 30 seconds or a minute, and it would be ready to eat. I guess. I guess. But guys, you got to cut out the fast food. Now look, I gotta say, I'm guilty with Chick-fil-A. I know it's bad, but I go off how I feel. I don't feel that bad. I don't feel bad at all after I eat it. And it's not every day, it's maybe once a week or whatnot. Uh, and sometimes, yes, it's because I didn't prepare correctly. So, yes, I do that every once in a while. But typically, if I'm going somewhere, I'll try to find a hole in the wall place, somewhere that's maybe I can get a quick sandwich or some sushi or some. I love pho or pho, however you pronounce it. I know it's high in sodium, so don't kill me, guys. But the thing is finding the freshest food that I can. Right? If I can go eat from someone's grandma or someone's auntie that's cooking in the back, I know that's more fresh than going to Burger King, than going to Whataburger. Okay. The preservatives, less. They're probably getting their food from the grocery store or something like that, and it's only in the back for 3 or 4 days before it gets cooked. Like it's fresher ingredients. All right. So cut out the fast food, maybe a little bit of Chick-fil-A or Chipotle. Okay. Chipotle is fine, whatever. But guys, you can't be going through the drive through all the time, man. Stop it. Stop it. All right. So then, of course, you got uh, the people that make it all complicated. This is simple. You got to get your protein. You got to get your carbs. The carbs the easiest. Everybody mostly gets their carbs, but it's the healthy carbs, right? And then it's the okay white rice versus brown rice. Blah blah blah. White rice turns to sugar. Okay, brown rice is better. Wild rice is better. But if are you gonna get fat if the worst thing you had all day is a little bit of white rice? I don't think so. It hasn't happened to me. And if you look at an old Asian lady that's been eating white rice her entire life, she looks okay to me. So I think if rice is the worst thing that you're worrying about, you're doing okay. You're doing all right. You'll be just fine eating a little bit of white rice. Um, and then so just don't complicate it. It's simple: fruits, vegetables, lean meats. Um, Get your leafy greens in. Get your rice. And look, all this stuff, I have an amazing shopping list. Just look on the shopping list. Everything on there is healthy, and you can build your meals around that. So very, very simple. Keep it simple, but make it taste good. Season it up. Learn how to cook a little bit. Guys, I'm not saying I know how to cook a lot, but I make a bomb sandwich with avocado and tomatoes and onions and little turkey whatever on there, some good bread. Okay, I know how to make eggs or omelet or a protein waffle or a smoothie, a fresh fruit smoothie. Come on now, come on now, Chef Boy Davy B. And then of course my meal preps. I keep it really really simple: chicken, vegetables, maybe throw some rice in there. Um, Easy. Maybe some ground turkey or some ground beef with some onions and stuff with my vegetables. Maybe some rice. Simple. Sweet potatoes. Easy. Okay, guys, don't complicate it. Make it taste good. And then we got the meat versus no meat. All right. I tried the no meat thing for 10 days and I made it 9. So if that tells you anything. And I don't eat as much meat as I used to. I'm more mindfully eating meat because I've watched some of these documentaries out there that make you feel guilty from eating meat because of the environment and whatnot. But also, like, I don't know, chickens, I go through phases over the years of that chicken makes me feel kind of gross sometimes. And I always try to get the better quality chickens, uh, chicken, and of course better quality meat. I used to live in Nebraska, so I had access to better quality. uh, stuff out there seemingly. But if you can go get your fruits and vegetables from or your meats from a meat market or something like that, or a some type of fair or anything like that, it's going to be better than probably what's at Walmart. Fair, fair assessment there. Um, but look, do what works for you. Try going no meat for a while. I'm not telling people that are vegetarians to start eating meat, but try it, see if it works for you. But my thing is it's probably not the best to eat a shit ton of meat all the time. It's a little hard on your digestive system. Yes, we're our bodies, we can maintain it. We can digest it. We can chew it. All these things. But it's probably not the best to just ingest all the time. My body feels way better when I get more vegetables and fruits in, and then dabble and get the chicken and the eggs and things like that in my diet, but not to overdo it. Have you ever tried to eat like 6 eggs or 12 eggs like some of these bodybuilders? That to me is disgusting. Like, come on. I cannot eat more than 4 or 5 eggs without just feeling gross. So I don't know if I'm the only one, but like I can't eat a ton of meat all day and feel amazing. I feel better with more fruits and vegetables. And of course, I have the protein in there. I have supplementation for protein as well, eggs as well. But your body doesn't need as much protein as like carbs. So I focus more on getting my carbs in, especially me trying to gain weight. Carbs are very, very important for people that want to gain weight. I really only get about maybe 150 grams of protein now. I used to go for more like 200, 180. That's a lot. It's just a lot of eating. I didn't feel very good eating that much all the time. 5 meals a day, 4 meals a day. It's just I started to feel kind of gross, honestly. I just didn't feel like it was very healthy to do that. And my next kind of segueing into the next topic here is intermittent fasting versus eating 5 or 6 meals a day. And I'm not saying that I intermittent fast. I just know a lot of people that do. My best friend, he intermittent fasts till maybe 4 or 5 in the afternoon, or maybe even 6 in the evening time, and then he eats all of his calories in a few hours, and that works for him. And he's also in a mesomorph, so he puts on muscle really easy, but he also can get fat really easy. I'm an ectomorph. I I I can't keep the weight on. So I feel like I gotta eat more, and I burn so many calories just at rest that when I wake up in the morning, man, I'm starving. But starving doesn't really, so I'll tell you a few things about this and, take it or leave it or whatever. But I started to realize just from talking with several people that, okay, food is the first addiction that we have. So being a little bit hungry is okay, guys. Being a little bit hangry is because you're addicted to the sugar, and your blood sugar levels are so low. And that's why when your blood sugar's like this, and then you're so pissed because you're mad because your blood sugar's low and you're hungry. And so what do you crave? Bread. You crave sweets, ice cream, candy, chips, simple carbs, simple sugars, things that boom, digest really, really quick. But what does your body actually want? Maybe you need a break from food, from sugars, but your body actually needs fruits and vegetables. That's going to sustain your energy longer and better than the candy or the chips. But your body just really, really wants that instant hit because you're addicted. And that's okay. I'm addicted to food too. That's why people say, like, oh, I don't want to get addicted to supplements. Well, sorry to say, but you're already addicted to food. So you might as well be addicted to something healthier. Now, choose wisely with your supplements, but um, something healthier than McDonald's, candy, chips. Most supplements are better than those foods. All right. So in today's society, I think it's very important to supplement because even our regular food isn't as nutritious as it once was. So very, very important to supplement, in my opinion. All right. This is my opinion. So if you don't agree, that's fine. but I think it's important to get some of your protein in through smoothies and get your vitamins in with a really good uh, multivitamin and stuff that can digest in water. By the way, because a lot of these multivitamins, especially the time released ones, they have glues and binders, and you just end up pooping them out anyways before they can fully even digest. So try dropping a multivitamin in water and seeing if it can digest in water. And it should. If it doesn't, it's probably not a very good multivitamin. If you're having omega 3 fatty acid and you want to test the oil, you can put it in the freezer. If it freezes, it's probably not a very good omega 3. And I tested mine and I thought it froze because the shell was harder and I squeezed it really hard and it squirted out oil. So it didn't freeze, but I thought it did at first. So squeeze it kind of hard. So I say all that to say, um, actually, I don't know what I was going to say. Screw it. I don't know. But there's my little rant on supplementation. But intermittent fasting, try it out. You might need to do a fast for 1 or 2 or 3 days. Give your digestive system a break. You might need it. You'll feel really good. Reset, break your fast with some fruit. It's easy to digest and it's healthy. It's going to create that good microbiome, that good feeling. Got the good bacteria going in and fiber, the water, staying hydrated. So that's my next topic. Okay, water. Hot lime water. Try it. That's all I'm going to say. Hot lime water. Try it in the morning, right when you wake up. I make mine with a little bit of honey. Squeeze a fresh whole lime in water. And what it's going to do is it's going to clear the mucus out of your throat. It's going to just clean your body of mucus, okay, and your digestive system and all that. So mucus is a huge. It's a big deal, okay. I don't know all the damn science behind it like my friends do, but I'll get them on here. I'll get Colby on here. I'll talk about the hot lime water with you guys. But try it. It worked for me. I really enjoy it. A little bit of honey, hot lime water. Very, very simple. Have it when you first wake up in the morning, and it'll help. Do it for 3 or 4 days in a row if you're sick or something, and you'll feel the difference. All right. And then as far as just hydrating goes, generally, guys, half your body weight in ounces of water. Get 20 to 30 ounces of water first thing in the morning. Get up, chug some water. Room temperature is better. Man, this makes me thirsty. Get you some good water in. Filtered water, whatever filtration you use or whatever, but stay away from tap water if you can. Let's see here. Yep, already went through no fast food. Stop it. Stop the fast food. Here's my advice for during the day. Prep some fruit, like some grapes or some oranges, whatever. Any fruit. Some nuts, some almonds, some pecans. Those are my favorites. Or cashews, really, really good. That's a good snack to pair together. And then overnight oats is another one that is really nice to have. I put a little blueberries or some strawberries in there um, with some like honey. Real simple. I actually have the recipe. If you want the recipe, holla at me. I got you. And then a meal. So get a nice. Today I had all this stuff with me. A meal. So I had like chicken and vegetables, real lean, and then my overnight oats got a little carbs in there. Oats have a little bit of protein as well, and then my fruit and nuts, so healthy fats. I try to get an avocado in a day. I usually get about half to a full one, somewhere in there per day. The goal is to get a full avocado per day for me. But yeah, stay prepared with some simple things. Fruits and nuts. Overnight oats is so awesome because it's very fast, and you can, once it sits in the fridge for 2 hours, then you can take it with you, and it's good for most of the day. You can pull it out whenever and have it maybe before your afternoon or evening workout. You can have it after your workout, whatever. And then, of course, your meal, just so you're not running through the drive-through or Chick-fil-A like me sometimes. When you got your meal with you, you just make better decisions. Okay. All right. Final tip for nutrition, and then we'll get into some fitness stuff. But stop drinking sugary drinks. Stop drinking the Gatorades, the stuff that's just empty calories, the lattes or the frappa mochaccino stuff with like 60 grams of sugar in it and 600 calories. I don't even know anymore. I don't even know what they're putting in all this crap. But if you do get a coffee or something, just put, this is what I do. I put just a splash of like a almond milk or soy milk in there, or whatever, coconut milk, and then like half a packet of sugar. Okay, just a little bit. But god dang, man, you guys have these sugary drinks. You're drinking your calories that you shouldn't be. Like, if you're counting calories at all and you're only supposed to get 1,500 calories in a day and you're drinking 600 of them from one drink that has 60 grams of sugar. I've heard of drinks that have like 90 or 100 grams of sugar, or those big gulps or whatever, you put all the soda in there, and that's your whole sugar for the whole day in one drink. Like, what are you doing? You're asking for diabetes. So soda, cut it out. The unnecessary juices, cut it out. Now I dabble with the juices. I don't know. It's kind of a recent thing. I think I've just been craving it. But I like orange juice, but I get the light kind, low sugar. And I know people are gonna, man, there's stuff in there that you don't. I I do it because I like it. I I enjoy it a little bit in the morning. Gets me a little sugar first thing in the morning, but not a lot. I do a swig, maybe 4 ounces, something like that. Just after my water, just to get a little something else tasty in my mouth. Before I have my tea and my shake or my hot lime water. All that stuff. Sometimes I just like to have a little swig of orange juice or whatnot. But the point is don't be ruining your whole day with one drink that's got 60 grams of sugar in it. Now, look, if you're at a birthday party or you're at 4th of July or Memorial Day or whatever, and you have a soda, like, who cares, right? But on a regular basis, people that drink a soda or two or three every single day, if you just cut that out, you're going to lose 30 pounds in a year, 20 pounds in a year, maybe less time. Okay. So, guys, you got to watch the sugary drinks. And if you cut that out, for one, you're going to save money, you're going to feel better, but you're just going to get better results. You're going to be healthier overall. All right, so now let's go into some fit tips. Let's go into some fit tips here. So there's studies out there that say you only need about 7 to 8 minutes of physical activity, getting your heart rate up every single day. So to me, what that means is I can run a mile in, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. So it's like, run a mile. If it takes you 10 minutes, great. You got 10 minutes of exercise in. If it takes you 12 or 15, great. Start where you start. But the thing is it's at the very least, you can wake up, stretch a little bit, and go on a mile run. You're done in 10 or 15 minutes, and you're done. You did it. You got your work in. You put the work in that's going to keep your heart healthy, keep you healthy, get you some strength training in your legs and some endurance. But there's no excuse. There's no excuse. You can get your 7 to 10 minutes in a day, every single day, no matter what. 5, 6 days a week, 4 days a week. Come on. So my next fit tip is to stretch every day. I'm real big on stretching, maybe because I'm getting old. All right, I'm 35. I'll be 36 this year. And hey, I learned that my body doesn't recover as fast as it used to. So I gotta stretch. I don't see how people don't stretch every day. How do you feel? I mean, got to keep them shoulders back. You know what I'm saying? I do these things where you like put your hands like this and you go back, and it works the muscles right on the back of your shoulder blades and your shoulders, the rear delts, and it actually helps you keep your shoulders back and strong. So I really like that one. But there's a bunch of stretches. You can see some of my videos, my stretch videos in the YouTube here. or if you're not following the YouTube, go subscribe or whatnot. I'm trying to build it up. So come check it out. But stretch, guys. Spend 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes a day stretching before your workouts, after your workouts. You're gonna thank yourself. But look, get your hips, your glutes, your calves. I mean, those are so important. I don't see how people don't stretch their hamstrings, your quads. I mean, come on, man. You got to get in there. But especially your hip flexors. At least for me, I tend to be really tight in my hip flexors. I don't think a lot of people really stretch their glutes and their hip flexors like they're supposed to, and especially if you have knees that are hurting. It's likely not your knee. It's maybe that your hips are tight or your calf is tight. Your ankles need to be trained. Um, you need to do more one-legged exercises if you're running and your knees are hurting. So there's a lot to go into that. But I believe that everyone should train like an athlete. Okay, and athletes typically they can run, they can they can jump down off of things. They can jump. They can so jumping jacks, things like that are really good to train with because it's getting your calves. It's your body is jumping, and when you're jumping like that, it's rejuvenating your cells, which is very important. So that's why jump rope was such a big deal, like in the '90s and whatnot. Jump for your heart or whatever it is. But it's so good for your heart and your cells to jump like that. But it's just good for your body overall to take that impact, especially like one-legged jump ropes or whatnot. Because when you're running, all your force is going onto that one leg, that one foot for a moment, and so being balanced with your hips and having the proper hip and glute strength, and of course hamstrings. Train fast twitch on your hamstrings. That'll make you faster, and fast twitch on your hips as well. When you're driving your knee, you want to train fast twitch. You don't necessarily have to do as much fast twitch on like your quads. And there's other muscles you don't really need to do fast twitch on, like your biceps. Yeah. But shoulders, you might want to work out some fast twitch, try to go faster and work that, because guess what? When you're playing sports, you're playing football or you're playing basketball or tennis or anything like that. Pickleball, hey, that's popular right now. Uh, you're using fast twitch muscles, and that's why sprinting, which we'll get into that, but sprinting is very important too for training like an athlete, because an athlete sprints. So I mean, you notice that athletes tend to age pretty well. Tom Brady, LeBron James, Michael Jordan. These are people that played for 20 years and they took care of their body. Of course, they spent a lot of money to do that, but there's things that you can do to help. I mean, come on, look at me. I'm 36, 35. But but stretching and taking care of yourself, it goes a long way. It goes a long way. So a little bit of insight of my routine for working out. And I posted this on the tube here, my routine. But I do a 5 to 10 minute stretch routine, which I posted. I do a warm up. Typically, it's walking backwards on an incline on the treadmill for maybe 5 to 10 minutes. So that's my warm up. It warms up my knees and my quads. So even if I'm doing a leg day, you want to warm up your quads and then go to your posterior chain. So that's your glutes and your hamstrings. So I typically just warm up my quads, and then boom, I'll go right into some type of uh, functional type exercise, especially go right into, after I'm warmed up, I go into my power type exercises like deadlift and front squats and different things like that. So warming up with the walking backwards allows me to, my knees are already warmed up, they're ready to go. I've already stretched, so I'm good. Okay, then go into my strength training, functional training. I really believe in range of motion. And for most of you, to start off with lower weight so that you don't get hurt, and work your way up to heavier weights. Maybe start with 3 sets of 15 and then go to 4 sets of 12 and then 5 sets of 10 with a heavier weight. But in the beginning, you're not going to be able to do 5 sets of 10 with a really pretty heavy weight because your small muscles aren't trained yet and you don't have the endurance of the muscle yet. So work your way up. This is a lifestyle. This isn't a diet. So it's going to take a while for you to get to a point where you are balanced overall, to where all your muscles are aligned and like, man, I'm 35 and I feel like, man, I'm about in the best shape of my life as far as just feeling good and balanced. Like, there have been times where I was stronger in my upper body, but my lower body was lacking, or I felt strong in my lower body, but my hips were kind of tight, or I was able to run a lot, but my feet hurt a lot, or I was really, really lean and my feet were hurting a lot because I was 5% body fat and my feet hurt because I was so low in body fat. So understanding why, fats are so important, especially for skinny people, for just a daily lifestyle, like me training twice a day and being 5% body fat was probably not the best because I just didn't feel that good at the end of the day. I was exhausted a lot of the time. Um, and so yeah, just understanding that it's going to take time for you to get to a point where you're aesthetically the way you want to look and the way that you want to feel, because you've learned how to recover, you've learned how to train, you've learned how to overcome injuries, because you're gonna have injuries, it's gonna suck, but the idea is for you not to get injuries. So to do studying and learn how to run, learn how to lift, but don't overdo it by trying to max out because your friends at the gym want you to max out, or just to do something because you you feel obligated to because you're working out with somebody and they're a little bit further along than you. Trust me, I've been there before. It's not worth getting hurt. I was doing the pull up things where you go side to side, and I was doing them. I could do 25 pull ups in a row. I could do muscle ups. I can do those things, but I didn't train these enough to where I was doing them so casual, and I was just like boom, and I felt something pop in my shoulder, and I wasn't right for some years, guys. Like, I didn't really know how to train and recover. I didn't know about rolling. I didn't really know about cupping or dry needling or even chiropractors, which we'll go into all these types of things, and cryotherapy and cold therapy, which I highly recommend trying for your recovery. So once again, everyone should train like an athlete. You want to. Oh, let me finish my routine. Sorry, I went on a tangent there. So stretch, warm up, then go to your strength training. All right. Choose 3 to 5 exercises, maybe 6 exercises to do for your day, and then finish with a little cardio. Now, look, if you do your cardio before, tomato, tomato, whatever, I like to do my cardio after my strength training because I want to be more energized and whatnot for my strength training. So then I'll do 10, maybe 15 minutes, some type of cardio, maybe just 5 minutes, bust it out. Maybe go run a mile, or I'll do the row bike is really good. It's one of the few exercises you can do where there's no limit to the amount of force and power that you can exert. Very, very great exercise. I actually read the book by the Orange Theory founder. That's why they chose the row bike or row machine, is because it's a very unique form of exercise that you can't get with any other one. So it's a good one. You can also do the bike. It's really great. I'll do a combination where I'll do 3 minutes kind of at a steady pace, and then I'll do 1 minute really, really fast, and I'll do that for 3 revolutions, and I'll get a good 12-minute cardio in, and that makes me feel amazing. So yeah, switch up your cardio, guys. If you're a boxer, you want to play basketball, whatever you can do to get a little cardio in. Okay, and then stretch at the end. You want to make sure you get a good static stretch. So in the beginning, you're doing more, you're doing dynamic. That's the word I'm looking for. Dynamic stretching. And then at the end, you're doing static stretching. So you're holding the stretch for 20 seconds each, 12 seconds each, somewhere in there. All right. And like I said, I believe everyone should train like an athlete. So flexibility, there's your stretching, range of motion. So especially like shoulders, like you don't always just want to come here because you might need to come here at some point if you are training for range of motion in life. Like think about when you reach back to the groceries, like are you in perfect form where you're at a 90-degree angle at all the time? No. I work in construction, so I got to be able to lift a 70-pound bundle and turn and hand it to somebody, or carry something like up and put a ladder against the house. And some of these 3-story ladders weigh hundreds of pounds. So I'm not always going to be in a perfect 90-degree angle, to make sure I don't get hurt. So training in the gym for life is doing things, not necessarily a weird, I'm not talking about getting hurt, guys. Don't kill me on this, but I'm just saying range of motion. Okay. Some people say don't do your raises above your head, but range of motion, lightweight, fast twitch, range of motion. All right. And then of course, strength and conditioning. So strength, yeah, you want to be strong for life. I live on the 3rd floor, man. I got to carry all these groceries up the stairs with this water and all this shit. Like I cannot imagine not being in shape. Like carrying stuff up these stairs on a regular basis, because I'm in shape and my grip strength is good and I do my farmer's carries as you should, I'm able to do life a little bit easier whenever I'm fully healthy and not injured or tweaked or whatever. It happens, right? I roll it out. I'll go buy a couple bags of ice, throw it in the tub and sit in there for a couple minutes. Brutal, but it's the best 2-3 minutes. You'll feel way better the next day. So that's part of training like an athlete. What do athletes do to recover? They sit in a tub of ice for like 15 minutes. That's a lot. That's a long time. But you work your way up. Start with 2-3 minutes, maybe a minute, build your way up. I started with 3 minutes and damn near had hypothermia. I felt like, but you want to get to that point. That's what really, really puts your body in that parasympathetic, like not fight or flight. God dang it, I messed that one up. But anyways, that's a whole nother subject. My mind's not on it right now, but it's an important subject, going from the sympathetic to the parasympathetic, blah blah blah. But you look it up, you'll learn a lot more than listening to me. But that's just an important way to train your mind and to recover, is do some cold therapy. It's fantastic. So functional training. So working like side to side stuff, side lunges, 1-foot exercises, step up things with 1 foot, jump down. A lot of guys, and especially in their middle age, they get hurt a lot from jumping down off the truck bed. So things like that, guys. You want to be functional in life so you can do things with your kids and you can work without getting hurt. All right. So functional training, doing box jumps and doing, like I said, loading one leg, side to side stuff, movements, because if you're not training that and you got to get in a mode where you need to move side to side quick, and you're going to tweak your ankle or your knee. Maybe you just want to play a pickup game of basketball or volleyball and you haven't trained in years side to side or on 1 foot. It's not going to be good, especially as you get older. So training for life and training for longevity is so important to me. I don't know why. I don't know where it came from, but I just didn't ever want to be that old person that couldn't participate. Older person, middle-aged person that couldn't participate just because I didn't train. And I don't like the fact that for me, my genetics or whatever, I can get injured easy if I don't train and if I don't take care of myself and recover. So another tip for fitness is to go till failure. Go till failure. If you're on the bench, It doesn't mean you got to go and just go crazy and like let one fall. By the way, don't drop the weights, guys. Do your dumbbells, lean up, put them on your knees. There's no reason to drop the weights like this. Yes, we talked about range of motion, but that's not a good range of motion on your shoulders, especially when you're getting up there and weight a little bit. Just lean up and sit them on your knees. And especially when you're working out in the gym, public gyms, you don't want to drop the weights like that. So just lean up, set them on your knees, but go till failure. Go to where you're going, and then all of a sudden you just can't get it. And then boom, you're done. So it's, let's just say, for example, you're doing 5 sets of 10. And the first set, you start with 50 pounds and you did 12 reps really, really easy. And you're like, okay, that was pretty light. But just, stop somewhere between 12 and 15. If you're doing 5 sets of 10, sometimes I will start that first set of 10. And if I choose a weight that's kind of light and I'm feeling good, I'll go up to maybe 15 reps. Okay. Then increase it 5 or 10 pounds to where that last set, you really want to get to where that 8th rep is really, really challenging. That 9th rep is really, really challenging. And maybe you get that 10th rep, maybe you don't. That's what I'm talking about. That last set, maybe the last 2 sets, you have a hard time getting the last couple reps. That's how you know you're training to exhaustion and you're getting that muscle in growth mode, I guess you could say. So training till failure is so important. Make sure you're doing that for each muscle group. At least go till failure on like one muscle group per day. Okay, if you're doing chest day, go till failure on chest. Then you got maybe arms, then go to failure on one of your biceps or triceps or both. In your arms, you can train a lot. You use your arms so much that you can train your arms and your legs often. I recommend training your legs twice a week. Maybe you focus more on glutes and hamstrings and maybe calves one day, and then like quads and hips the next training session, something like that. All right. So go till failure. Mostly sprints, guys. We're going to talk about cardio now a little bit. We talked a little bit about it before, but I think it's very good to make sure that you can sprint if we're training like an athlete. Running is good. If you're going to run a mile, you're not going to sprint the entire mile, but maybe for 2 or 3 segments of 20 seconds, 30 seconds, you bring it up to a sprint and then pull back and go back to your jog. But sprinting is going to allow you to gain more muscle. It's going to, those fast twitch muscle fibers, they can grow. They can actually help grow your muscle. And there's just a lot of good things that happen when you sprint. Okay. And then walking backwards, really great for your knees. Row machine, talked about that. You can apply a great amount of force and power into those exercises that you can't elsewhere. I also think that the Stairmaster, fantastic. I've been seeing people wear those rucksacks when they're walking on the stairmat. I think that's badass. I've heard that's really, really good as well. It's on your back. It's carrying a load. By the way, that's why farmers' carries are so good, because what's going on over here? Damn, dude. I didn't have this plugged in the whole time. You guys are hearing me through the damn laptop. I don't know if it's a good time to switch now. I guess we'll try. So, anyways, sprints. I'm almost done anyways. It's all good. Row machine, bike, Stairmaster, solid. So that was what's on my mind today, guys. Follow, like, subscribe. I appreciate you guys. I just like to share. I don't know. I just want to share what I got going on. It seems to be working for me. I've helped a lot of people and want to continue to be able to help people from all over the world. And if you want to reach out, I'd love to get to know you and understand your journey and what I can help you with along the way. But more than anything, I appreciate you for listening. If you got this far, damn, you're awesome. I love you. Thank you so much. You guys have a good night. Peace.